Hi, my name is Sean Veers, and this is the Battle of Stalingrad. This is based off of the one of the first scenes in the movie Enemy at the Gates. And basically, the Russians are making their first push to retake Stalingrad, but the Germans clearly have more firepower, and only about 1 out of 3 Russians actually had a rifle.
So that put them at a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, and that's why you could see all of the carnage that's going on. So
I love what you've done with the buildings here, how you made these so heavily shelled out. So talk about some of the techniques you used there and take us through some of the buildings.
A lot of it was just kind of random placement. In Stalingrad, they bombed them a lot, so the buildings were very torn. Basically what I did is I just started out with an outline of them, and then I just kind of stacked brick unevenly to give spacing in between and give holes in the buildings, so just make it look like it'd been anything bad that had happened to it.
Exactly, and I noticed you added the train coming in here, so talk about kind of what part that played in the battle, and then also how you built that into the build.
In Stalingrad, they did a lot of battling near train stations and docks, so I decided to add the railroad as seen in the actual movie scene. So what I did is I just laid out a track. The train, I'm not an expert at building trains at all. I just looked up as many pictures as I could and got as much reference, and made a Lego train that would be suitable for this box. So yeah, that's what I got there.
Yeah, very nice. You've also got some great vehicles, and I like the plane. Did you build all of these custom vehicles?
Yes, these are all custom. Each of them had their own little kinks. I have a Tiger tank, a Panzer, a half-track, and I don't know what kind of plane, but it's a German plane.
I really like that. And then if you can talk about some of the minifigs, how are those all standard, like Lego-produced minifigs or anything custom there?
They are all custom by me. I was able to decal them all, give them, because the Russians had the infantry had a uniform that they wore, so I wanted to get most of them looking all the same. And same thing for the Germans. I have a common gray German uniform. Other ones I just found and I put them in there, so the ones that aren't uniform as much are just in there for fun.
Yeah, I think this turned out really great. So I love what you've done. Also, is this like the sort of telephone wires here as well?
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very impressive. And then the fountain as well. Are those gray minifig bodies on the fountain?
Yeah. So basically, it's actually a real fountain. It's not really like a fountain. It's just like a statuette.
Okay, statue.
Yeah. So it's it's actually in Stalingrad, and it's just a bunch of kids playing. So I wanted to do that with like the small little feet. And in the center, it's kind of hard to tell, but there is I think it's a crocodile or alligator, but that's in it. I don't know what that represents. I just based it off the image that was in it.
Sure, that's very impressive. So you mentioned, I think this was based on the opening scene from a movie. As you worked on this, were you looking at screenshots and stuff from the movie?
Yes, many. That played a huge role in this. The buildings, not so much, but a lot of the vehicles and the train and that statue, those were all from the movie and played a big role in the scenery. So definitely wanted to make sure I had those in there.
Well, very impressive. I think the build turned out great, and I appreciate you talking with me about it. Thank you.
Thank you.